Hey guys and girls, this is the Furious by the name of Man of Fury, aka the underdog from the underground. Back again with another raw and cut discussion, this time on One Piece manga chapter 895. We'll let y'all know there will be spoilers, so please proceed at your own risk. On that note, let's go. The hype is real. When it comes to One Piece manga chapter 895, this chapter definitely does not disappoint. This chapter has everything. It has a whole bunch of action scenes throughout the whole chapter, violence, brutality, and the one thing that we've never seen in One Piece before, bloodlust. This chapter definitely gives me Rob Lucci versus Luffy feels, and I believe this fight even surpasses that, bar none. When we think about the fights we've seen with Luffy so far in One Piece, most of the major fights, besides the Rob Lucci versus Luffy fight, has to be Luffy versus Arlong, Luffy versus Doflamingo, and to a certain extent, Luffy versus NL, only because of the emotional connection it has as far as with some of the characters in Skypiea. And for me, another reason is because since NL mentioned him being a god, and then for Luffy to send him crashing up to the sky by stating that you're not a god, you're just a man. That fight alone brought chills to my spine. And this fight right here with Katakuri definitely has to be an 8.5 or a 9 out of 10 as far as my ranking right now. But let's go ahead and discuss this in a little bit. But before we discuss that, let's go ahead and start off my discussion by talking about gear for Snake Man. So, in the beginning of the chapter, pretty much what everybody speculated in theories and forums was confirmed when we seen Snake Man actually being a faster version of Mailman. We also see that Luffy looks a lot smaller and that his hair is kind of wavy. Why is it so wavy? I don't know. But one difference we see between Snake Man and Mailman isn't the changes that most people speculated and thought it was going to be. Everybody thought it was going to be more like sneak-like attacks and different variations of how snakes actually act. In reality, it's actually like minor changes of Mailman. One of the minor changes we see is when Luffy stretches out his arm to attack Katakuri from an angle. We see that it's basically a variation of the Cove Run attack he did on Doflamingo back in Dressrosa. And with this attack, he called it a Python attack. So the only difference is it's probably faster and it's got like a different variation of the name, but to me that's basically pretty much how it is. Another attack he used where he calls it the Black Mamba. And what we see with Black Mamba is just like a faster, quicker version of the Kong organ that he used on Cracker back at the beginning of the Whole Cake Island arc. So, not much change. So, just like faster. The whole thing is like more speed based of his Mailman attacks. And one little side note on that, it's like when I seen that attack called Black Mamba, me being a basketball fan, I was like, is that Kobe? Is Kobe in the chapter? But just me because I'm a huge basketball fan. So, alright. Even though we see Luffy in the Snake Man transformation hold his own with Katakuri and actually get to manage a couple of good hits on Katakuri, the one thing that I have to point out to everybody is that he's not even using his observation hockey level 2 yet. He's basically holding his own against Katakuri right now and getting the upper hand just based on his Snake Man transformation. So when Luffy finally get the hands on how to handle his observation hockey level 2, I believe Snake Man would be much more powerful and much more deadly, because by mixing his level 2 observation with his Snake Man abilities, I think that's going to see like a whole total change where we get like some of those snake-like senses that snakes has being utilized with Luffy's techniques, like the sense of smell, the incredible vision what Snakes has. I think we're going to see that in the future, like in the next coming arcs and everything. Maybe in Wano, we might see how Snake Man full ability, Luffy might call it, when he mixes in his observation haki with his Snake Man abilities that he has now. So if y'all believe that or not, even though Luffy was getting some major hits on Katakuri and starting to make some progress, we still gotta talk about my main man Katakuri. Katakuri was still tanking them blows and still coming back with Luffy with some vicious attacks of his own. He came out with the Dice Mochi attack, that Saw Blade attack, and like he was still like using the observation haki to basically dodge some of Luffy's more vicious shots, or as we get closer to the end of the chapter. So for Luffy still giving Katakuri that work, but once again, like I said in the last chapter, Katakuri's like, no, whatever you can do, I can do it better, dog. Alright, one key thing I want to talk about as far as this chapter is the bloodlust. The bloodlust, the physicality, the violent nature of this fight. Because with this fight, we see something that we never seen in One Piece in like ever. And that is those key things I just mentioned. Like, everybody hyped up the New World since Water 7 years ago, talking about the New World was the place where the strongest Yonko is going to be at, the strongest pirates. We also want to see the strongest Marines, the strongest revolutionaries. The strongest of the strong was all supposed to be in the New World. And since the New World started, we haven't seen that type of physicality, brutality, viciousness as far as the New World until this chapter right now. And this is starting to get me hyped because as we get further and further towards the end of One Piece, especially with these arcs coming up with far as Wano and Elbaf, I can't wait to see where we meet new strong characters, the viciousness and brutality of those fights hopefully surpass what we see right now, which would be a good. Alright, one thing I want to discuss is as we get to the conclusion of this fight, I want to know from y'all is who do y'all think is going to be the victor of this fight? As we see Katakuri going in with his Dice Mochi attack. We have Luffy coming in with his King Python attack. And we know that since One Piece is on break for another week and a half, I want to hear your thoughts on who do y'all think is a victor and why. For me, I'm just going to give y'all my little 2 cents. I got 2 possible situations, maybe 3 I want to discuss with y'all. One situation I believe is I could see when One Piece 896 drops that in the opening page we see Katakuri looking over Luffy and Luffy just like completely out of it, like bleeding to the point of like dying. And as Katakuri probably start to say some lines to him like he respect Luffy, but he have to take him out as he considered him a threat to Mama, and not even Mama, to maybe like everybody else in the world. That's how much he think Luffy has the potential of becoming. Then something unexpected probably happened. Like maybe Sanji's playing whatever it is it tells. We can see Sanji probably somehow some way jump in through the mirror world, grab Luffy in the last second and pull him out. Or I could also see that while Luffy is still fighting with Katakuri in the mirror world the whole time, somehow, some way the Fin Smoke snuck in to Keiko Island, but under the whole army that the Big Mom pirates have. And when the Straw Hats, as far as Nami and Jinbei finally get there, the Fin Smokes probably spring their surprise trap, cause a whole bunch of chaos and confusion and explosions. And during that time, it probably caused the mirror world to shake. And because of that, Luffy probably have enough strength probably to fall through the mirror and escape. Or that maybe because of the shaking of the mirror world, because of the explosions, it probably forced Luffy to fall out the mirror by accident before Katakuri finally takes him out, and Luffy probably escaped that way. Another thing I'm thinking about is I also believe that maybe nobody be standing up in the beginning of 896, that we probably have like a TKO, technical knockout, and both of them probably on the ground bleeding, like completely spent, because as we see, this whole fight to me is like a 12-round fight where everybody giving their over 100% best as far as physicality and brutality. So that's a highly possibility to me far as it being a TKO, both of them being ass out on the ground. Then during that time, we probably see some type of characterization with Katakuri as he starts to talk to Luffy about what's going on beneath the scenes with the Big Mom Pirates, as far as Big Mom and how she basically bullying her kids and basically like ostracizing her kids because of their deformities. So I could see some type of characterization with Katakuri as far as that, and we get some unknown secrets about the Big Mom Pirates being told by him. So that's my 2 cents. So if y'all have any opinions about that, leave it in the comment section below. Alright, the last 2 things I want to discuss in my discussion is the cover stories. One cover story from this chapter with Buggy, and another cover story I didn't mention in my last discussion is the Leo cover story. So I'm going to make these real quick and to the point. Let's start off with the Buggy one. In this chapter, we see the cover story with Buggy where Hydrogen takes the other giants and leaves out this form to his giant crew. So when he does that, I want y'all comments on this as far as what do y'all think is going to happen to Buggy now? Because when Buggy mentioned back in the Dressrosa after arc, when he mentioned some of the things that was going on with the rest of the world after Luffy beat Doflamingo, we see that Hydrogen already put in his resignation, and because of that, Buggy was upset because Hydrogen was one of his most profitable people, and now that he took the rest of the giants away, Buggy will be making less money. So since we already know Buggy's about money, how do you think Buggy will react to that? Will he take revenge on Luffy? Will he go out and search for Luffy? Especially if his pirate service is abolished or done because of the fact that he can't make no more money. So what do y'all think is going to happen with Buggy as far as that? And where is Hydrogen going to go next? Because we know each of the Straw Hat Grand Fleet is going to do something epic, then reunite to cause something in the future. So that's another question. Where is Hydrogen and his crew going to go? What things are they going to do in the future?